Harishchandra's enemies dispossessed Bahuka of his kingdom. He went to the forest accompanied by his wives. When he died, the eldest queen prepared herself for death also. Rishi Aurva knew her to be big with child and dissuaded her from accompanying her husband onto the funeral pyre. The co-wives of the queen, out of jealousy, gave her poison. The child was born with this poison, therefore he was called Sagara, which means with poison. Sagara became a great king. The seas were dug by his sons. He was presented by Rishi Aurva from taking the lives of the Talanjahagas, Yuvanas, Sakas, Haihayas, and Barbars. But he made them change their outward look. He performed an Ashwamedha sacrifice as advised by Aurva, and Indra stole the sacrificial horse. Sagara had two wives, Sumati and Kesini. The 60,000 sons of Sumati searched for the horse on all sides. They dug the earth's surface and made the seas. They found the horse near Kapila. They took him to be the stealer of the horse and abused him. For this they were all burnt up. Kesini had one son, Asamanjas, by Sagara. Anshumat was son of Asamanjas. He was attached to his grandfather Sagara. Asamanjas was a yogi in his former birth. He therefore wanted to avoid company by means of provoking acts. He threw down some children into the Saraju. His father Sagara was thus compelled to forsake him. By yogic powers, he brought back the children thrown into the Saraju and left his father forever. Anshumat was also sent by Sagara to search for the horse. He found the horse and a heap of ashes near Kapila. He saluted Kapila and glorified him. The Avatara was pleased. He permitted Anshumat to take away the horse. He also informed him that his burnt up Pitris could only be saved by the water of the Ganga. Sagara completed the sacrifice with the horse. He made over the kingdom to Anshumat and attained mukti. Anshumat made tapas for the downward flow of Ganga but without success. He was followed by his son Dilipa. He also did not succeed. Bhagiratha was the son of Dilipa. He prayed hard and Ganga appeared in person before him. Child, I am pleased with you. What boon do you ask for? Bhagiratha told her what he prayed for. But who shall arrest my course when I fall down? If not arrested, I will pierce the earth and reach Rasatala. Again, if I pass over the earth, men will wash away their sins in my waters. Where shall I wash away those sins, O king? Therefore, do you ponder well what to do? Said Bhagiratha. The touch of sadhus shall take away thy sins. For Vishnu, the destroyer of sins, remains in them. Thy downward course shall be arrested by Rudra. Shiva was pleased by the prayer of Bhagiratha and he consented to hold Ganga. Ganga came rushing down and she was taken by Bhagiratha to where the ashes of his Pitris lay. The very touch of her waters purified the sons of Sagara and they went to Svarga. Once there lived two Rakshasas. Saudasa killed one and did not kill the other. The surviving Rakshasa, bent on taking revenge, entered the service of Saudasa as a cook. When the king entertained Vasishta, he gave him human flesh to eat. The rishi became angry and caused Saudasa to become a Rakshasa. When he learned, however, it was the doing of a Rakshasa, he reduced the king's Rakshasa life to 12 years. The king also held out water for the execration of Vasishta. His queen prevented him, so he threw the water at his own feet. His feet became black with sin. While living as a Rakshasa, the king saw a Brahmana and his wife in their privacy, and he attacked the Brahmana. The wife reminded the king of his former birth and requested him not to deprive her of her husband at the time of enjoyment. The king heeded not her words but devoured the Brahmana. The Brahmana women cursed Shaudasa so that he should meet with death whenever he had female connection. On the expiry of 12 years, Shaudasa reverted to his former birth, but for fear of the curse, he had no connection with women. Vasishta, at the request of Shaudasa, produced a son by his wife, Madayanti. The conception lingered for 7 years. Vasishta struck the womb with a stone, and the son was hence called Ashmaka. The son of Ashmaka was Balika. He was a surviving Kshatriya after the extirpation of that caste by Parashurama. Hence, he was called Mulaka, also called as the root of a race. Khatwanga was very powerful king. He killed Daityas as a friend of the Devas. The Devas offered him a boon. The king wanted to know how much longer he was to live. Learning it was a muhurta only, he returned forthwith to his place and concentrated his mind on Bhagwan. He attained mukti. The story of Rama, as told in the Ramayana, is widely and universally known. It is therefore unnecessary to repeat that story from the Bhagavata Purana here. Manu has matured in yoga. He now resides in Kalapa. Towards the end of Kali Yuga, he shall restore the solar dynasty. Sumitra shall be the last of Ikshvaku dynasty in this Kali Yuga. Nimi was the second son of Ikshvaku. He asked Vasishta to officiate at his yagna, but the rishi had been pre engaged with Indra, so he asked the king to wait till he came back. Considering the uncertainty, Nimi did not wait for his family Purohita but engaged another priest. Vasishta, on returning, became offended and cursed Nimi with the loss of his body. Nimi gave the same curse to Vasishta, so both gave up their bodies. Vasishta was reborn shortly after as the son of Mitravaruna by Urvashi. The rishis picked up the body of Nimi and placed it with the scented things of Yagna. On the completion of the Yagna, the rishis prayed to the Devas for the vivification of the body. But Nimi said from within the scented things that he did not want to be encumbered by the body anymore. Deva said, then remain in the eyes of all beings as winking. So Nimi remains in the twinkling of eyes. The rishis churned the body of Nimi, and a son was born. He was called Janaka. As he was born, when his father was bodiless or called as Videha, he was also called Vaideha. The churning also gave him the name of Mithila, which is also called as churning. He built the town Milhila, or Mithila is the modern Tirhut. While plowing the ground for sacrifice, Sira Dwaja got Sita at the end of the plow. Therefore, Sira, or otherwise called plow, being his Dwaja or flag, he was called Sira Dwaja. While plowing the ground for sacrifice, Sira Dwaja got Sita at the end of the plow. Therefore, he is called Siradhwaja. This Siradhwaja is the renowned Janaka of Ramayana. Keshi Dhwaja was versed in Atmavidya. Kandikya was versed in Vedic Karma. Kesi Dhwaja overpowered Kandikya and he fled away. These kings of Mithila were well versed in Atmavidya.